Hello, everyone, and welcome. I am Ida Lee, and this is Raw Emotions. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you all had a great weekend. Today's Tuesday. Today, our week has started off very slow. Let's just put it that way. Um, so, I'll just explain what led up to our Friday night. Um, it's really interesting to go through this experience with her. It really is. I'm finding depths, of my soul that I didn't know were there. um, but last week, on Monday, that was a hard week for her. She had 4 seizures that week, or that day, while we were out of town, and then that set the tone for the rest of the week. Unfortunately, she just didn't bounce back from that. She was just off for the rest of the week. And Ashley was picking up on it too, her respite worker, and so other people were noticing it besides me. So I knew that there was something was going on. And then this past Wednesday, she had 3 seizures that day, and then on Thursday she had 4. And so she was already in the middle, or in status epilepticus, which is basically any seizure over 5 minutes, and continuous seizures. And those I would classify as continuous seizures. Excuse me. And then Friday, that led to 5 seizures throughout the day. And then starting that night around 11:30, she was seizing almost every hour. And that was really intense. That was really intense. Yeah, and all I could do was support her through it. I have no control over them. I think I'm finally at a place where I can accept the fact that I have no control over them. And that's really hard to get to. I'm sure I'm still going to stumble with it. But it's the most powerless feeling in the world. You literally and utterly just, there's no control. You feel human. And so, like I said, I made sure that she was safe, and I just helped her through it. It was really difficult because on 2 separate occasions, I knew she was seizing. I was coherent enough. And I physically couldn't get up. I was so exhausted, and I had to put my faith and trust in the fact that she's taken care of, whatever the outcome, she was going to be okay. And so it was an interesting experience. I don't really care to repeat it. I know I've said that before about, the other incident that we had with the status. And while we didn't repeat that episode, I don't ever want to repeat a Friday night. Yeah, it was, in the middle of it, I'm questioning myself. It's like, do we just go in, at this point? And, oops, I'm trying to get off something on the screen here. Bear with me. My computer's being slow. So I don't know if you can still see me or not. Quit. There we go. Am I doing the right thing? Do I need to go ahead and take her in? And as soon as I'm thinking that thought, right off the bat, I'm thinking to myself, first of all, that was a different situation. She aspirated, and she aspirated quite a bit. And what that means is she threw up, and instead of it coming out and leaving her body, she unfortunately inhaled, and so she more than swallowed, she inhaled, so it was in her windpipe. Um, and it was quite a bit. It was quite a bit, and that's what freaked me out more than the fact that she was in status. Um, but she was intubated. She was in a medically induced coma, and they could never control the seizures. They never stopped the seizures. Um, and she was in ICUs for 5 days. So I'm thinking to myself, we can do that. And I've said I will never put her through that experience again, and then that opened up a whole nother thought process where, and when I say this, it's not to feel sorry for myself. It's not to get down on myself. Again, this is an experience. It's a learning experience. Um, but I started looking at it through her eyes. Every time I had to hold her down, or I took her to the hospital and she was held down for an IV or for a catheter or for a needle, a syringe, for an EEG. And you have to understand, I'm at a different place. We don't need all of those doctors. We don't need all of those tests. So I was just looking at it from her perspective. It's like, what did she go through? She can't talk. She's nonverbal. She can't express her wishes, her desires, her demands. Again, what has she gone through? So I just kind of stepped back, and again, I had faith and I had trust, and God's going to take care of her. God is taking care of the situation, and he did. Whatever happened, whatever the outcome was, it was going to be okay. And she pulled through. It was pretty scary. I did send out a family text because I wasn't sure where we were, and I didn't want to just all of a sudden, spring it on everybody. And at the same time, I wanted prayers sent, and I wanted everybody to be aware. I wanted the communion, the community to come together, because she was fighting. She was fighting. So thank you for your thoughts and your prayers and your love. We felt it. So anyways, sorry, I thought I turned off my notifications. I'll have to do that next time. And then, so she just spent the rest of the day, Saturday recovering, Sunday recovering. Monday, I took her into school for a couple hours. She was still jerking, tremoring quite a bit, and so she was unstable, but she was stable enough to go to school. So I took her in for a couple hours and let her have some fun that way, and got her out of her room, got her out of the house and away from the situation. And then this morning, we were in the middle of eating breakfast, getting ready for school, and she just starts throwing a fit. So I bring her in and put her in her bedroom, or her bed, change her diaper, and she full on has a hissy fit. I mean, it was probably a good intense 20 minutes with a trickling of 10 more minutes of it. So a good 30 minutes. And again, all I did was I made sure she was safe so that she couldn't hurt herself. And I just let her express herself. What am I supposed to do? I can't stop it. I can't stop her from doing her legs. I, again, can make sure that she's safe and that she's not going to hurt herself. But she ultimately has to be the one to work it out. Again, I don't know what she's going through. I can only speculate. I can only guess, and how I would feel, so I can only imagine. So, she was finally able to calm herself down. And I, waited for her to tell me she was ready to get dressed, and we got dressed, and then that little stinker finished eating her breakfast, and I took her on to school, and we're entering a new phase in our journey. She's 10, she's maturing. We're going through puberty. Going through puberty. Yeah, yeah. So different dynamics, and different perspectives. I mean, lots of different perspectives going on. Oh goodness. But that's all I had to say. I just needed to get that out. Again, it's just I'm coming to terms with these seizures. It's not about me. It really isn't about me. I'm not the one going through them. I'm not the one experiencing them. And I can be here for her and I can make sure she's safe. But other than that, it's up to her. This is her experience too. This is her life. So, oh yes, gotta love all of the intricacies of being a parent. But yeah. So I hope you all have a great day. I hope you all, find your grace with others. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. But once you can grasp that and have a taste of it, you want to keep it, and it's a different perspective. But I hope you're all taking care and staying warm.